Saturday is when things start to look more serious. Western Texas, you can see we have this 15% risk for severe weather and that 5% stretching up through Kansas around it. I want to focus on Western Texas right now, just taking a look at the updraft helicity, future reflectivity on the Rufus model. Now, you don't want to make your kind of forecast off of looking at the updraft helicity reflectivity, but I will say it looks pretty impressive. The Rufus is typically a little bit more aggressive than other models, so take this with a grain of salt. Lots of storms beginning to fire off, potentially 1 p.m. as we move into Saturday. Timing will change now that we're getting into day 3. We need time for this stuff to adjust. But we're watching New Mexico, Western Texas on Saturday. Why is this looking a little bit more serious? Well, look at our lower level pattern, and it really starts to kick on later as we get into kind of the mid-afternoon towards the evening hours on Saturday. Look at this shear at the lower levels. Strong southeasterly flow. This is going to be transporting all this moisture, heat, instability off the Gulf, and it's going to be bringing it right over kind of central to western Texas into Oklahoma, southern Kansas. So a lot of instability at the low levels on Saturday. You take a look at what's happening with the upper level pattern, and you have that 500 millibar. This is the upper level pattern. This 500 millibar is the steering current for our severe weather and helps to enhance it. And you're seeing these winds beginning to pick up in this region as well at the 500 millibar level. You can also see what's happening on Saturday when we zoom out. Again, you see that southeasterly flow, that southerly flow, bringing a lot of instability, a lot of moisture, a lot of potential issues into the southern plains especially. All right, let's take a look at our day 4. This is our Sunday risk zone. Now Dallas here involved. Obviously, you can see Oklahoma City. This is big portion of Texas, Oklahoma, and then central to southern Kansas. Again, this is Sunday. Now, we don't have our short ranges in range for Sunday, but you can see on the GFS where it wants to put this severe weather right here through portions potentially of eastern Kansas, Oklahoma, and then down through central Texas. Once again, you see that upper level pattern developing over this region here. We take a look at what's happening at the low level pattern and significant shear at the lower levels. So there's going to be a tornado threat likely on Sunday. You have that kind of west southwesterly flow into this southerly flow. So kind of those crosswinds at the low and mid levels. That's going to cause a little bit of rotation. This is going to be an all hazards day, wind, hail, and tornadoes. Now we get into Monday, and now Dallas, you're still in it, like I said, and this is stretching from Texas all the way up through Minneapolis. So, or from Dallas up to Minneapolis, so portions of Texas to Minnesota. You don't see much on the future reflectivity, but this doesn't make a ton of sense to me. I think the GFS just isn't catching on here. Take a look at the 500 millibar Monday. You see you have this strong southwesterly flow. So this is now across from the southern plains all the way up into the upper Midwest. You take a look at what's happening here at the lower levels, and you have all of that shear as well from Texas all the way up through Minnesota and Wisconsin. And then getting into Tuesday.